Hey, my name's Tom McEwen, and I'm a swordsman, an adventurer for hire, and I've got to tell you, I've just had the strangest day. I was at the smith's looking for a scabbard for my longsword, and the smith, his name is Donald, he said, Aye, I can make you one of them, but while you're here, I need some advice. He was talking about this crazy project of his, a pure dead brilliant contraption. He says he's making a cart with no horses, and better, it's driven by a wee robot man. Now, I dinna ken really what he was talking about, but it sounds like a bonny good invention. Only problem, he says the thing might get into a crash. Turns out he wants my help to figure out what the wee man should do in a crash. I've always been a man at arms, but really, I'm a gentle soul, and I just want to see people happy. So when he tells me I've got to decide who the wee man should kill, I was a bit stumped. I'd really rather no one be killed, but if somebody has to be killed, it's a toughie to figure out who. I think that if he's expecting the cart to crash, the thing might be a bit of a jobber, but I gave it some thought and he rode. I'm a down-to-earth fellow, and what I care about is people being happy. If I had my way, then the wee robot man would never get into a crash and never have to kill anybody. If I can't have my way, and the wee robot man has to crash and kill somebody, I want to minimize the suffering cost. The first thing is to figure out if the owner of the cart has any special privileges. I gave it a good think and aye but no. Just because you own a braw carriage doesn't mean you're any better than the rest of us. The man in the carriage should be weighted just the same as if you weren't in it at all. Then Donald posed me a question. If there's a crash, and in the road is a dog and a lad, what should the wee man do? And well, I love me dog, but he's no person, you ken. Of the three, I'd hate for the dog to die the least, so I told him. And he said, aye, alright. But what about if it's a felon and a shunner? They're both men, same as the one in the carriage. And well, that gave me a bit of pause. I decided a shunner probably only has a few years left anyway, so maybe you should hit him. And besides, maybe the felon was convicted by the English. Then Donald said, yeah, right, Tom, but I've got another question for you. In the road is a newborn babby and a wee lad of about 2. They both have a life ahead of them, don't they, Tom? I looked at him and I said, Donny, what's a newborn baby doing in the middle of the road? And he just told me to answer the question. Well, I told him the babby, I suppose. He might not get anything yet, and if he's just been left out in the street, maybe the prospects of his future are a bit dreak. Donald told me, aye, but no, but aye, you might be right. And then he said he was going to tell the wee man what I told him. Apparently, the wee robot man doesn't know right from wrong, which is why he was asking advice for what to teach him. Then the bampot left to his work without giving me my scabbard. I dinna ken how I feel about the whole thing, if I'm honest. I'd hate for my decision to end up having some bloke be killed by a horseless carriage, but at the same time, I feel like my answers were fair. I want people to be as happy as they can be, so I picked the fellas who seem like they get the least from living, you can. The dog's a dog, loyal companion and all, but not a man. The shanner was 90, and he probably only had a few years left even if the cart had spared him. And the baby, well, somebody left him in the middle of the road. I don't know if he'll grow up well with a sort like that. Anyway, Donny's a sleek-it bastard and I dunna ken if I'm gonna get my scabbard from him. I think my ass is out the window with this one. He says, it's a cart without any horses. I am going ration.